We live. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Speculation Sunday. Lots to talk about. Kind of just really Disneyland Universal. We'll try to throw in some knots. But most importantly, today is Sunday or Super Bowl Sunday. I have watched 0 minutes of the Super Bowl, but I did tune in for the Rihanna halftime show, which was incredible. Incredible. Danny, we got Just Ask Danny in the house. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. It's honestly I haven't watched the halftime show, but I was watching bits of the game. So
Heck yeah. I don't even know what the score is right now. Um, for Speculation Sunday, I got a lot of stuff I want to talk about, but for the most part, this is like full Speculation Sunday. Like, there's really not a lot going on current situation wise at the parks, but there's a lot on the horizon. Just this week coming up is Super Nintendo World grand opening on the 17th. Gosh, there's so many dates to remember. It's like the 17th. Yeah, Friday the 17th. Just this week, we also got news that Toontown got delayed to March 19th, which is a Sunday. Kind of a weird day to have an opening, but it is what it is. Another thing too, Magic Happens is on the horizon at Disneyland. It's about to be a jam packed, like it's gonna be a full of information and updates and stories to talk about in the coming weeks at the theme park.
don't forget, Mondo. I guess it looks like the Chiefs won based on the chat, and they'll be at Disneyland tomorrow. Usually they go to Disney World, but this will be the first time in a while they go to Disneyland. So they'll
Oh
be there
yeah,
tomorrow.
it's official, Danny. 38-35, the Chiefs. Damn. So like you're saying, Danny, we're gonna see Patrick Mahomes head on over to Disneyland. Do you think they just used that Disney 100 float, or how are they gonna do this?
100%. They're gonna use that Disney 100 cavalcade float. That's like the float that gets used for everything.
Yeah, there's no way they're gonna have like some customized Super Bowl float. They're just gonna be like, get on the Disney 100 and go celebrate. So there you go, everybody. The Chiefs. We're gonna see the Chiefs. I think that's the second championship for Patrick Mahomes, second or third. I don't even know. But hey, congratulations to all the Chief fans. For Disney, Danny, what are your thoughts on Toontown being delayed? The couple times I've been there, I think I even brought it up to you a couple times. I was like, where's the Walt tree? It seems like nothing is done, and in all reality, things are delayed now. What are your thoughts on all that, man?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like when we were in there and looking at the construction, like past the walls, I mean, there was like, Goofy's house is changing. Obviously, his backyard play area is changing. They're going to add Max's treehouse, and of course, just adjacent to that's going to be that big tree, the storytelling tree next to the fountain. People kind of talk about how like the walls are so close to the entrance to the ride, it kind of makes it hard to get like a good shot of it. That's because
Mm-hmm.
literally on the other side of the wall is the big fountain that has like Mickey and Minnie on it. So as soon as the walls come down, the fountain will be literally right there. So, but yeah, like we weren't seeing any construction progress on the tree or Max's treehouse. Max's treehouse was just kind of like wire bars and like stuff like that. So it was kind of odd to think, Mondo was looking at it and he's just like, how is this land going to open up in a month?
Yeah,
Less than a
it
month.
made no sense, dude. It made no sense. It's really interesting because when we walked into Mickey and Minnie's for the first time, I thought for sure this Walt tree that we're looking at right here was going to be in existence. It is nowhere to be. As far as I know, I don't see it. Things could change and whatever, but you're right, Danny. Where's the water fountain? Oh man, so crazy. Um, I think Scott Guston was the one that posted on Twitter that it had a lot to do with all the winter weather that we were having with all the rain, and that just set back the construction progress of whatever was happening for Toontown. Um, do you think like when I heard that Toontown was going to be delayed to March 19th, I kind of looked at it as like, dude, I feel like they're going to delay it again because look at all this. This all has to be built somehow in a month, pretty much. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it, Daddy. I have a feeling this might get pushed back to like May or something, dude.
I don't necessarily know that it's going to get pushed back again that far. I think they were kind of already ready. My thought was that they were, um, trying to pour some. Well, obviously the treehouse isn't done because we saw the wire and metal for that. But my guess is that all the stuff they're trying to pour like cement wise, and also people forget like they literally took out all of the ground. If you've been on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and been into Toontown, like the parts that are open, you'll notice one thing: there's no curbs anymore. The curbs are all gone. So they leveled all of the ground. It's fully accessible now. There's no train tracks in the ground for the Jolly Trolley. Those went all around Toontown, so they have to take all that out. They removed the curbs around the fountain and everything. So they've got to make all that ground flat, and they probably just couldn't lay cement, right? Because it was kept
Yeah.
raining. You can't put the cement out there and then it just doesn't dry. So plus they had like really nice brickwork in the parts of Toontown that were open too. So in addition to that, there's a lot of even in the parts that are open. And some keen eyes may have noticed it too when Mondo and I noticed it on the first day when we were in there. Like the park that's next to Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin, and just outside there that everyone was talking about. There's like these big squares in the ground all over the place that are hard plastic. Honestly, not very safe for kids that were playing all over it. If they happened to fall right there, they would get pretty hurt on those things. And it was very clear that those were supposed to be lights, and they weren't there yet.
Yeah.
So, that there's a lot of work still left to be done, and I feel like they're going to be working around the clock to get it done. Toontown wasn't a land that was open at nighttime before. People, remember in the past, Mickey's Toontown closed anywhere from like 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., depending on when the fireworks were or how early Disneyland was closing for the day. It never truly stayed open until the nighttime. So when we were at D23 Expo talking to the Imagineers that were there, speaking to us around the model, they mentioned that that was something that they had to do from the ground up for Toontown, was create an all new lighting package for the land because there was no nighttime lighting package for this entire land. They need to work on how the buildings are uplit, how they showcase themselves during the day. They had to figure out how to uplight the hills in the background, which so
Yeah.
far from what we've seen look really really good. In addition to that, if you want to go back to the artwork real quick, there's other things that are still coming, right? The Imagineers told us the beanstalk above the El Capitan that you see when you're in line, that you're experiencing, in the queue that's growing out of the building. It's actually still coming, still on its way. That's still something that they're planning on doing. So that will incorporate itself into the existing hill structure that's on the back that we haven't seen yet. So that there's still parts of the land that we're in right now that's going to continue to evolve. And I feel like they've done a lot of the interior work for like Mickey's house and Minnie's house that they wanted to do a long time ago, including like the roller coaster. Because I feel like when this first started and it first shut down, Mondo, like you were getting hints and kind of leaks and things that were being sent to you about what was going on inside Mickey's house, right? So
Yeah.
we know they were working on that a long time ago. So that's not something that they're wrapping up right now. It seems like it's just more of the outside stuff.
I remember for a while the rumor was Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway exit was going to be Mickey Mouse's house. You remember
Yeah.
that? Thank gosh that was not the case. We got a question from Vanellope. Do you think Roger Rabbit will open before the Toontown reopening? I think they're going to wait. The little delay that they're doing, I think they're just going to wait. We've heard a lot of rumblings that Roger Rabbit has had changes. Before the ride closed and the land closed, we saw the Jessica Rabbit with the trench coat, and then she was removed from like the trunk in the very beginning of the ride. We've heard more changes are to come. I'm not too sure how focused they're going to be on Jessica Rabbit, but there was supposed to be a long time ago. Disney announced that it was almost like the whole ride was going to get reworked to where Jessica Rabbit's the detective and it's her story more than Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin. I'm excited for the changes. I always love anytime there's changes. It is what it is. That's one thing with Disney is just because you love something don't mean they won't change it. Since I've been blogging, everything's changed. But the one thing when I look at the concept art, those walls that you walk into for Toontown, you're legit on the water fountain, dude. Because look at just from this, I know it's concept art, it's not like actual map. Those walls must literally be lined up to that water fountain, Danny.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like literally right there because if you look at the artwork, it lines up directly in front of the entrance to the ride. So if you're standing at the wall, or right in front of the entrance of the ride, if you had an arm long enough, you could take a picture of the fountain probably directly behind you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I wonder how big that water fountain's gonna be, because like I almost feel like you would think it would go above the walls there, like with height. Because the fountain that they had in front of Mickey and Minnie's house back then, it was pretty big. That was a pretty big water fountain. But I don't think Roger Rabbit's going to open anytime soon. Did you see that Disney commercial? A lot of people are commenting about the Disney 100th commercial. Did you see it?
Yeah, I actually saw it at D23 Expo when we were in the Disney movie panel. They actually showed that to us then. And it was the same one that they debuted. They actually sent it out early to D23 members in their email, and then it debuted during the Super Bowl as well.
I haven't seen it, dude. I have not seen it. I'm gonna play it. I know it has copyright, but it's okay. I literally haven't seen it. Where are we at? All right, let's check it out. Okay, no music.
Think of the one place you've always wanted to see.
This is where our magic comes from?
They say if you dream a thing more than once,
Please, please, please.
it's sure to come true.
Everything you see exists together in the great circle of life.
There are stories about what happened.
It's true. All of it.
In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun.
I told you she was tricky.
Life is full of possibilities. What do you want to be remembered for?
The world is in our hands, and we gotta do something with it.
I just want to say a word of thanks to all the artists, the workers, and all of you. The young and the young in heart. You helped make this dream come true.
Damn. My first reaction? Why didn't that person take over World of Color 1? I'm just throwing it out there. This is what the energy here is what World of Color 1 should have been. That was cool. Very cool. I that's legit my first time seeing that. Wow. Okay. Okay. You know what I was thinking when I saw that trailer? It's crazy how a lot of that stuff wasn't Disney for a long time. Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar. Before we get into the juicy stuff, we are on the verge of Halloween Horror Nights coming to life. John Murdy himself tweeted, hold on, let me bring it up. John Murdy is pretty much hard at work like never before in freaking February. Right here. Is it this one? Yep, I think it's this one. So he posted this on Twitter, and this is for Halloween Horror Nights, everybody. Where are we at? Quick little HHN 2023 update. Working on treatment for house number 6. Now in construction to start for number 1. So there you go. This was February 11th. We're also working on some specialty art pieces a la Bride of Frank with our illustrator that's looking amazing. More than one house gets these this year. So pretty much what he's saying there's going to be like a progressional storytelling happening in some mazes, because that's how Bride of Frankenstein was. So that's going to be really cool. Another thing that I don't know if I could find it. I don't know if I could find it right now. But somebody asked John if there was going to be like any new locations, and he said perhaps. I think that's what he said. So we're going to see maybe new houses come to life somewhere on the studio tour. We all wish that the Metro sets would be the ones to just come back to life. I don't know if we'll ever get them back. I hope we do one year, because you just get so much jam-packed Halloween Horror Nights in that spot when that section comes to life. Is there any houses that you would like to come to life, Danny? Because with like the movies that have been coming to life recently from last year, this year, because I know you saw Megan, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, is that a house that could come to life at Horror Nights, you think?
I think it's more of a fun maze than it would be like a scary maze. But they could make it scary too. I mean, we always see Blumhouse stuff, right? So I could imagine they might be there. I would love to see some Netflix stuff this year. I really hope that they can do some of that this year. They can do Stranger Things, give us some Vecna.
Yeah, that's the big one that needs to come back, I think. Stranger Things.
Yeah. There's been a lot of good Netflix stuff that we could use for content for mazes. So I hope some of that maybe. As far as like Universal Monsters mazes, I would love a Creature from the Black Lagoon. I don't know if like that's possible, but like they could get pretty creative with something like that.
Yeah, I've heard, this is like extreme speculation. Obviously, it's early to even try to talk about houses because we haven't seen nothing be built or hints or whatever. A lot of people want Phantom of the Opera, and I was like, Phantom of the Opera. You know what? I'm down to something new. Why not? I think it would be cool because Universal Monsters is always something they really care about. So why not Phantom of the Opera? For Disneyland, we're going to be flip-flopping all over this speculation. I don't have like we're going to just stick to Disneyland today or nothing like that. This is the perfect person to talk about this. Where does Avatar Experience go? All right, Danny. I don't know if you heard the call, but I know you got the gist of it all. At first, it seemed like this Avatar Experience was going to be something not so grand. But then later in the earnings call, Bob Iger, he's back talking about Disney. He referred to Animal Kingdom, and then he referred to expansions and capacity and how these properties are so valuable to the future of theme parks, At that point, it's like, dude, it started to seem like something might come, Danny. Not a freaking pop up walkthrough. You know what I mean? It sounds like a land. What do you think, Daddy? Because you love Avatar. This is like, I feel like this would be a dream come true to someone like you, Daddy. Avatar in California. Nah, we don't have to go to Florida no more.
Yeah, I mean, it would be obviously like we would love something like Pandora, World of Avatar, right? But um, I don't think he would have used the word experience if he was going to bring something like that. I don't know. It could be something temporary, like the Avatar like Explore Pandora exhibit they have at Shanghai. A lot of people were posting stuff about that as soon as they announced experience right on the call.
Yep.
That's got some really cool kind of props and things inside of it, and it has a very immersive. I don't think it's an animatronic. I think it's a puppet. The Ikran is like a puppet, and it's very articulate. Like it moves so many different things on it and interacts with you. So I think it's kind of like the way that the Raptors are in Universal. So, but I feel like we could see something like this come, which would be cool. They have the Tree of Souls, right? They've got fun things to take pictures of and all that kind of stuff. This is kind of what I'm thinking that we're gonna get, but who knows? Like maybe in the future we get something like a mini Pandora, World of Avatar. I
don't want a
can't.
mini, Danny. I want a full on Pandora. Just
I
give us
know
the full.
we all thought that we were gonna get something right over where the Autopia and the submarines are, and even where the Innoventions building is or Star Wars Launch Bay. I won't call it Star Wars Launch Bay because it's just Innoventions.
Yeah, there's nothing Star Wars about it anymore.
It's but as soon as they put serious money back into the Finding Nemo submarine voyage, I knew that it wasn't going to be going away for a while. So, it's really, at this point, I don't know where else it could go. If they were going to put something bigger, like an attraction or something like that, with a DVC lounge coming to the upper floor of the launch bay, that's not going anywhere. Plus, what I know that Disney uses the launch bay for on the bottom floor, and how much money that makes the company, that's not going anywhere. So, just know that whenever there's empty space at Disneyland, it's not just sitting there empty. Disney always figures out a way to utilize that space and basically rent it out. And they monetize every aspect of space of Disneyland. And all the places you could think of, Blue Sky Cellar, the
ESPN
Zone, the launch bay, all those things are making money, and you just don't know they're making money. But they're making a lot of money. So if they're going to bring Avatar in any of those spaces, it's got to make sense monetarily to make more money than what they're already making now. And trust me, what they're making now is a lot of money. So they're not going to get rid of those spaces. So, I mean, it's great to think about what those spaces could be, but not only that, the Autopia, right? It's like an opening day attraction. It's an original attraction. Maybe not it's in its current form, but the concept of the ride and basically where it's located is an opening day ride. So, there's a little bit of awkwardness in removing an opening day ride, but it is old, right? So I don't know.
It's pretty crazy. I know this is just like Disneyland map is not technically what it looks like, but if Autopia and submarines did go, that's a lot of land. It's a ton of land, dude.
Yeah,
it's a lot. Like you were saying earlier, Disney pumped a lot of money into submarines. just recent.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money redoing that. So
Yeah, so I don't think any of this leaves. But you know what Autopia reminds me of? Like the golf course for Universal. Like if they could do that, then they could do all this other.
right,
Yeah.
that's such a great comparison, Mondo. Like absolutely great comparison because
This is
like
the Disneyland golf course, dude.
right, because the amount of money that would like, there's so much there. Like, right, the Finding Nemo submarine voyage is all underneath the Autopia. There's a lot of stuff in there they'd have to tear out, right? It's a lot of stuff to tear out. Then they'd have to get rid of Autopia, but not only that, the reason why they've never changed the monorail, right, is because it's so expensive to redo the monorail track. Like, so expensive. It's some ridiculous number. I forget, someone mentioned one time. So if they put something there, obviously all that monorail track would have to get taken away, and potentially the monorail station would have to be moved. So that would be super expensive, and that I just don't see them spending that kind of money.
And one thing that got reported was that Disney went back. I think it was 700 million on theme park capital investment. So
yeah,
Disney's going backwards and forward with the investing in a theme park. So, and my guess, this has no chance. Like it's Autopia's here forever. We got a super chat from SoCal Imagine. Thank you, SoCal Imagine. Just retheme all of Tomorrowland as Avatar. I won't be mad. It's been empty land for too long. Dude, I beg to differ, man. Astro Orbiter, as much as you probably have never gone on that ride always has an hour wait. It's weird.
yeah.
The Space Mountain still has long waits. Buzz Lightyear, for some reason, it gets extended queue. It gets pretty busy. Tomorrowland gets busy. I would love Tomorrowland as well to be changed. I feel like the idea of Tomorrowland is wonderful, but it's hard because eventually it becomes Yesterland. It's not Tomorrowland. I don't know. Does Disney create a new land? That'd be kind of cool. I don't know.
I think the cool part of Disney kind of has an advantage, really, more so than anyone, because I feel like Walt Disney and the rest of Walt Disney Imagineering, their romanticized vision of the future, like in the 60s, the way Tomorrowland used to be, and how Walt Disney really kind of like fantasized about like building that city of the future with like Epcot, and what his plans for Epcot really were, Progress City, right? Like all of that stuff like never came to be as like a, in the real world that we live in today. Like there's a lot of technical advances since the 50s, right? But nothing what they thought it would be at this time of year, like time of the decades, right? So, and so I feel like the unique aspect is if Disney kind of went backwards, right? They went backwards to a more retro, modernized, romanticized vision of the future with how it used to be, kind of like that, what is it called? Like mid-century modern style architecture, which a lot of that still exists in Disneyland's Tomorrowland now, and is part of what they showed us for the 2019 new entrance. It's very mid-century modern, right? If they went that way, I feel like it's kind of future proof, right? Like
they go retro instead of forward.
Yeah, like it's an idealized vision of the future that probably will never come to be. And it could always be futuristic, right? Because it's that idea that we had.
Pure genius, Danny. Bring Walt's vision to Tomorrowland, which was his Epcot, and it could live that way forever. Like you would probably have to bring People Mover back, I'm guessing. Yeah. But dude, if you brought his vision of Epcot to Tomorrowland, you don't have to change nothing, because that's it forever.
Yeah, or they could even just make it the way it used to be in this like early 60s or late 60s, and it would still be way futuristic as far as like the vision of what it's trying to portray, right?
Yeah.
So even that would do well. And honestly, they could do very little. to Tomorrowland to make it look like that. There's not really a lot they have to change, to be honest. So I'm hoping that with Disneyland's 70th anniversary, that's something that is on the books for it to do. But honestly, it doesn't even really need much other than a facelift, and if they could potentially do something with the People Mover track in some way. It's difficult though, right? Because the slower People Mover track that we had before was problematic with people, being just stupid on it, right? They were throwing things at people. They were getting out of the cars because they're traveling slow. It was becoming a big liability. It's one of the main reasons why it shut down. And then, rides like Rocket Rods that were up there, which were also super popular, were too fast for something like that up there. But it works well at Disney World, right? It's like kind of like a marriage of the two. It's still slow, but it actually goes really fast to the point where like you wouldn't want to get off of it because like you could hurt yourself because it's going fast enough. But I'm still shocked to this day, like that they're not like you're so open when you're sitting in the People Mover at Walt Disney World. I feel like a ride like that just can't exist today if they made a new one.
Man, I love People Mover. It's probably my favorite ride at Walt Disney World. I couldn't think of a better ride at not Walt Disney World, at Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom. It's my favorite ride at Magic Kingdom. We got Space Mountaineer with a super chat. Is the hype still going to be high for Super Nintendo World and Mario Kart after all the technical rehearsal, soft openings, AP preview, guest, your review? Hell yeah. Dude, I've talked to a lot of people at Disneyland that they were just traveling like from other countries, a lot of people from other countries, but they went to Universal and Disneyland and they were like angry that they couldn't go into Super Nintendo. And they were like, why can't we go? You went. And I was like, I went because it was technical rehearsal, but right now it's AP preview. You have to have been a past member. You have to have done a reservation like a month ago. You can't go in there. You could go in there on the 17th. But no, the hype is insane. The marketing campaign is about to be on a furious hot streak. We just saw Super Mario Bros. Drop like some plumbing commercial, Luigi and Mario. Trust me, the hype is going to be ridiculous. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. I won't play any audio because I know.
Well, why you're bringing that up?
I won't bring it up because I know they copyright you hard. I'm not even going to bring up Super Mario Bros.
I was going to say one thing too. We're coming up on, right. This is the opening week of Super Nintendo World. We have a few media events, potentially some announcements at these media events that we're going to want to hear, and some opening day on Friday the 17th. So we also have the debut starting this week of the early access that Universal's being available for $20 to access Super Nintendo World before the park opens as an add-on to your ticket, and for the first more than a week is already sold out already.
Yeah, I saw that, Danny. I was like, dang. I feel I don't want to say it, but it feels too cheap. $20 early entry. You get front of the line for studio tour as well. That's a lot of value, dude. You're going in early so you could do the restaurant, the power band, the ride before all of the craziness that will ensue once the park opens.
Dude, yeah. Did you see it's $25 on the weekends?
Really? Dude, I'm not going to even say nothing. 20 is good enough. I'm just going to leave it at that. 20 is good enough. But yeah, it's sold out, dude. Sold out. How do you think it's going to play out, Danny, this early entry? The one question I have, do you think this early entry makes it miserable for everybody? It's just going to like snowball effect, right?
Because have you purchased any of them, Mondo, to be able to try it out?
Because I should buy one just to try it out. I haven't bought one myself, but I feel like Super Nintendo World wants to keep you in the land because you want to do the games, you want to do the food, you want to do the ride, you want to do the character. I don't think anybody's gonna use their front of the line studio tour. People are gonna just stay in Super Nintendo World. What do you think? What's your thoughts on hearing that, Daddy?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I want to know. I want to know what this early entry, like, are they going to make you get out before the park opens? Like, you just get to experience it in that first opening kind of, is it 2 hours that they're giving you?
No, if the way I read it, you're just in there. You could be in there, and then the park opens, and you're still in there.
Oh, okay. So you just kind of bypass like whatever reservations they got going on or anything like that.
Dude, let's get to the bottom of this. Where is it? Terms and conditions. We gotta get to the mumbo jumbo. Tickets include early admission 1 hour prior to scheduled park opening and one-time express access to studio tour at 11. Ticket is not valid, which must be purchased separately. For day express is separate line, shorter wait time. Okay, we got that. No, I don't see anything about like a reservation window. Yeah, I don't see. As far as I know, Danny, there's no reservation window for you. You could stay in there past 11 o'clock and miss your studio tour. So that's what I'm saying, Danny. People are just gonna stay in the land, dude. That's what I was saying. It's gonna snowball effect because, maybe I don't know how many Universal selling, but maybe even if you're the first person to enter when the park opens, your Toadstool Cafe might be at 2 o'clock, dude. That's what I'm saying. What are your thoughts when you hear that, Daddy? I need to buy one to test it out myself. Yeah, I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna buy one myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I would assume that those people are going to be able to get first access to, like you said, to the cafe, callback times. They're going to be able to get into they're probably going to be able to experience the ride, to be honest, completely in that time frame, if you're coming that early. So, but honestly, like, and even like they'll be able, the incentive, I think it's genius, the incentive of the express of the studio tour, because it gets you to leave.
Get out of the lower lot.
Yeah.
Go on the studio tour, which will take your time for an hour. Just get out of here. Mm-hmm. Order Adventures makes a good point. Some days the park opens at 10. You pay for it. How are you going to do express at 11? Oh man, I got a lot to say. We got a super chat from Danielle B. Thank you, Monto. Danny, we took your advice last week and decided to get Universal Express Pass. We also jumped on early entry for Super Nintendo World. Daniel B, you're going to have a great time. Like, even if it's a S show, you're going to have a good time. You have front of the line. Front of the line is just so good value-wise at Universal. You're going to have an incredible time. Incredible time, dude. Hell yeah. But thank you, Daniel B. I appreciate your support, my friend. Hope to see you out there, man. Let me ask this, Danny. This is Speculation Sunday. Can Disney do a $20 entry? Would it work? Where would they put it? I feel like if I had an opportunity to do a $20, I guess, 1 hour prior, where would I take my $20 to?
Well, they would do the similar offering and offer it for Toontown once that opens.
No, I'm saying like where would you take your $20? Like if you could, I think I would do Fantasyland. You get to knock out every ride for $20. I'll take that.
Peter wants you to call the phone number for Mario.
Dude, that's what Sonic was telling me. He was telling me, he's like, do it on your live.
Yeah.
Sonic. Let me see if I get Sonic over here. I don't know the number.
What's up?
They want me to call the number. Remember we were talking about it earlier?
The number.
What's the number?
The number.
He was even texting it. You could text that number, whatever that. The Mario and Luigi, the plumber. I need a plumber, man.
SMB plumbing.
Where would you take your $20, Danny? It would be Toontown, right? I got the number. All right. Thank you.
Down on that paper.
All right, I'll give him a call in a little bit. Would it work for Toontown? People want to pay $20 to do Toontown early?
Yeah, but they wouldn't charge $20.
What would Disney charge? $50?
Probably like $30 or $35.
Then let me ask the chat. So how much you say, Danny?
Yeah, 30 or 35 a person.
Then I want to ask the chat and be honest. Don't just say yes to say yes. Would you pay 30 to 35 for an early entry 1 hour experience in a Toontown? Post in the comments. I would love to hear what people say. Dude, I feel because theme parks, they copycat all the time each other. I wouldn't doubt Disney's like, dang, look at that. They over here. Because Disney offers early entry, but it's only for hotel guests. I could see them do it, dude. I could see Disney do it. We got Ian Grant with the super chat. Got here at 8 a.m. Saturday. Got there at 8 a.m. Saturday. They let APs in at 8:30 a.m. It was awesome. Got to do everything. I loved that place so much, but it was crowded by 12 o'clock. And he's talking about Super Nintendo World. Ian, dude, you going in at 8, that like it doesn't get better than that. You get the early Toasto Cafe. You get to go on the ride probably multiple times when you're there that early. But dude, that's awesome, Ian. Hell yeah, man. Thank you for supporting the fire, my friend. What is everybody saying? No. Remember the Pixar Peer Print? I paid it like a dummy. That was like $300. Dude, everybody's saying no. Wow. So Toontown, not worth it?
Don't forget, Mondo, Toontown had an early entry. Remember, it was like pretty gangster too. They had all the characters come out.
Dude, it seemed like at least 5 characters were there. At least.
You used to do that. That was like a special early entry thing, right? Like they would open up.
I did it all the time. Toontown would have like its opening ceremony, and all the characters would walk up to the gate, and eventually Mickey's Makes Magic, the song, came to life, and they would play that song to do like an opening ceremony for Toontown. And Toontown even got so cool that Mickey's Mixed Magic would play at, I think, at 12, and there would be a character cavalcade in Toontown. Disneyland was in their ultimate prime pre-pandemic. Like literally before the pandemic, Disneyland it was just unstoppable machine, dude. When's the last time you heard a cavalcade in Toontown? Never, dude. Oh man. Let me see. I have my phone right here. All right, I'm gonna call the Marios. Is this 929 or 429?
I'll read it.
929.
929?
929
55 Mario.
No, 556 2746.
All right, let's see what this says.
Thank you for calling Super Mario Brothers Plumbing. It's for me, Luigi. And if you need service, please text us at the same number you just called, 92955 Mario. That's 92955627746. Message us about any issues wherever you live, house, condo, mansion, and we'll be sure to text you back right away, because at Super Mario Brothers Plumbing, we don't say let's wait, we say let's go. Oh, and check our website, smbplumbing.com. We're still working on it, so more updates to come. Bye-bye.
Wow.
So,
what was the website?
smbplumbing.com.
Yeah, smbplumbing.com.
Plumbing.
There's a lot of buttons, and I'll show it. Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers?
Super Mario Brothers.
Wow. So to talk about the hype, yes, it is real. Damn. Do you need a plumber, Danny, or what?
They even have a career section.
Oh, he could apply. Dispatcher, bookkeeper, they're hiring. You be a driver.
Most of the buttons do stuff. Like click apply now.
Apply now?
That does something. So there's more coming soon.
Oh.
And then if you go back, there's still a ton of buttons.
Damn.
And most of the buttons make different noises.
Really?
That truck, click on the sewer pipe. No, the sewer pipe. Not the top, the bottom.
Oh, so I was like, what am I...
Click on that.
Oh, wow. So it just kind of goes to this.
Yeah. And all of the other buttons, like the as seen on TV button and that plumber thing, they both make sounds. And then the...
Dude, what's the last movie that's done something like this?
Stranger Things did something. Not really a movie,
Stranger Things?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope did something like this?
Yeah, Nope did something like this. Yeah.
What was that movie?
Vengeance.
Which one?
Vengeance had La Rata Tata.
Oh, the Batman did this too. I love when movies do the website thing. No, hey, what's that scary movie with the girl, the guy? It's like these people in the woods. It's a really old scary movie.
The Blair Witch.
The Blair Witch Project did this too. Damn, that's crazy.
The girl and the guy.
The Ratatata. They said, tell Sonic thanks.
You're welcome.
Dude, there you go. The hype is real. I'm telling you, dude. The hype's insane. All right, let's since we're in Super Nintendo world, the rumblings keep getting stronger and stronger that a big announcement's coming from Universal come media days, which are Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know if anything's happening Friday, the actual opening day, but it's sounding like it's going to be Super Nintendo World related more than them announcing whatever's coming at the top of the upper lot. There's been a lot of speculation. We want Donkey Kong, Pokemon, Zelda. There's been numerous expansions. I don't know what's going to come, but the question is, where does it even go? That's the real question. Like, I don't get it. I still think, and I want to ask you this, Danny. I think Universal made a mistake by not taking out Panda and that little dine-in and just enveloping all that in a Super Nintendo World, or making it part of Super Nintendo World. I don't know what kind of crazy contract Panda Express has, but I'm shocked it survived, dude. Because having only Toadstool, I feel like that's like as much as it's a strong suit, it's like a negative because it's just one eatery. Everybody wants more. What do you think about all that?
I mean, I'm sure we'll get some sort of expansion announcement, but as with most things in Universal, it's going to take away something, right? So whether that's a soundstage or an existing attraction, we'll have to see kind of what it is. They still haven't even really announced the roller coaster yet, right? They just know that we know that those two attractions closed. And we know that they filed for like a permit or something that kind of outlined a roller coaster, but we don't really know yet. So there's a lot still kind of pending that they haven't talked about. But yeah, it's a shame that like they had to incorporate all that Super Nintendo World like merch and like the sodas like outside the land in that kind of like non-themed building. Mm-hmm. I'm honestly surprised that Nintendo even allowed for that, because they're so strict with like how they use their intellectual property. Like I'm shocked that they allowed that, but at least
I'm shocked still by it too, dude. It's crazy. This is a very good visual of that area. Right here. Can I make this smaller? Yeah, I can. There you go. Super Nintendo World is the visual right above my head right here. So stage 11, stage 10 Uh, where else would it go? I don't know. Unless they're just like, hey, Transformers is finally gone, and maybe Mummy's finally gone. But yeah, we're stage 7, I guess, on the very left, top left. That's the only places I could see. But even if they knock those buildings down, that's still not a lot of space. Because you've already been there too, Danny. Super Nintendo World needs to be like triple the size or quadruple, 4 times the size. It's just not enough. It's not enough. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, it's definitely not enough, and not to mention that road behind Super Nintendo World's a major street for the studio tour, so that would have to be reworked. That'd have to be reworked as part of any kind of expansion over that direction. So I don't know. Even if they took 7 through 11, like you said, it's not really all that much space, but I don't know. I mean, even if they took Transformers, right? Let's just say, like, it's never going to happen, but let's say they took Transformers and Mummy, and then whatever the heck that building is right next to, in between them.
Yeah.
That's a lot of space, but I don't know if that's enough space.
It's not enough, dude. Transformers and Mummy, even that's not enough. And the reason I say it's not enough, because just the thought of more Super Nintendo is more demand. The whole world, like, dude, the world now is conscious that there's a Super Nintendo World in the States. Like, it's no longer just Japan. So this is now another tourist location. And for Universal Studios Hollywood, they thrive on tourism. It is, I don't want to say it's not a locals park, but it's not, dude. There's tourism for days. 1 day ticket is 1 day ticket. People, they visit there, and they want to do Super Nintendo World. So the demand, the impact of all that, I don't know how Universal's gonna deal with these crowds. I kind of want to go Friday, Saturday, just for the crowds. I've already done everything in the land. There's nothing left except the food that's coming, new foods. I want to see the crowd situation, dude. And then I wonder if Simpsons will finally be like 10 minutes for once on a Saturday. We'll see. Good question right here from Kizzy. Since Disney owns now Simpsons, do you think they'll take down the land? Well, I don't know about Hollywood, but I know in Florida, they refurbished the heck out of their Simpsons land. They pumped a lot of money into that land. So I don't think they foresee losing Simpson rights. I don't know how it works in Hollywood. I don't know what could be reimagined in that area. So that would be crazy. I know we've had that talk a lot of times about Simpsons leaving. I still think the biggest flex Disney could do is drop a Krusty Burger in downtown Disney. Just I don't know where you would put it, but just put a Krusty Burger in downtown Disney, and I'd be like, well played, Disney. Well played.
Well, it's kind of funny that you mentioned that, because I kind of wanted to kind of divert onto that real quick.
Yeah, let's talk about downtown Disney, Danny. There's a lot to say, man.
Well, specifically, like, I think there's something to be said about what Universal's doing right now, with Chocolate Emporium, right? That's a Universal owned location. Like, that's their location. So, and isn't there another location coming soon that's also Universal owned, or over in Orlando?
I don't know about Orlando, but City Walk in Hollywood just recently put Chick Chicken, which is Universal owned. They also put Antojitos, which is Universal owned. And now they've dropped Tucson Emporium, which is Universal owned. It's really, like, what Danny's getting to is this weird different routes. Disney's going third party everything, and Universal's like, we're trying to own City Walk.
Yeah,
we're doing all city. We own this.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Universal's taking the right route, right? Because, like, Disney could really hit it out of the park with some highly themed dining experiences like the Chocolate Emporium, which are, and the Chocolate Emporium, like, I haven't personally been there myself, but just the vibes that I got when I saw it, it gave me like Edison vibes from Disney Springs, like the way that it feels with that kind of 1920s feel. I know the Chocolate Emporium is a little bit more like steampunk, right? But it kind of had that same vibe. But that's third party. So like, I don't know. I feel like Disney could really do well with creating some highly themed experience. I know like you mentioned the Krusty Burger, but like there's just so many opportunities for them to do anything. And put these immersive experiences, you know, in downtown Disney and really make that a destination in of itself too. You know, to make additional money and have people spend money as a resort, right? You know, multiple days, keeping them on property. You know, especially in Southern California, like not really the case in Florida. I mean, you have the Mall of Billenia, which is not really all that close to Orlando, like as far as tourists are concerned. You know, as far as Southern California, there's a lot of really nice malls like around Disneyland, and like just putting in more shops that are like what you can find at a mall maybe isn't the best route, you know, because you can get to South Coast Plaza like 20 minutes away. So, or you can go to Fashion Island like 27 minutes away. So
look at this. More Ordinary Adventures, Vivo Italian, and NBC Sports Grill owned by Universal. More, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, Disney's like, we're bringing Portos. we're bringing is it called Maple Donut? What's the one in Pixar Pier or Paradise?
Yeah, they're kind of going the opposite route. They're bringing a third party in to take over the dining at a hotel.
I'm shocked by that, Danny. I'm
still shocked by that. And
you would think Disney wants to own everything when it comes down to the hotels, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, dude.
But what you call it? Albert Pola brings up a good point. The Indiana Jones bar, Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, is Disney owned, and that's extremely popular.
Rumored to come to Anaheim? I find that hard to believe, dude. I want to get excited for something like that, but I find that hard to believe. Where?
Dude,
where?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense in Disney Springs, and it fits so well where it's at. I don't really see how that would fit in any of the kind of what's going on.
I have a perfect place where it could go. Star Wars Trading Post. It would make sense.
I know. Well, did you see, Mondo, just how much work they're actually doing on the former Disney home store?
Dude. Okay, so before we go there, because I love that I could talk downtown Disney with Danny, because this is awesome. I just went to Porto's because we had like a family thing recently, and Porto's, it's a nightmare. You go on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's a nightmare. No parking. It takes forever. Like if you're doing a standby. If you have a online order, Porto's is wonderful. You just pick it up. You just have to deal with the parking situation. But if not, you're there for breakfast and you're just doing standby, it could be a 2-hour experience. Easy at Porto's. Danny, how in the world does La Brea Bakery, now freaking Earl of Sandwich, how do you put a Porto's right there? What? Right? Am I tripping? This is where they said a Porto's is going, right?
Yeah.
Right there. Dude. So I was having a conversation with a couple buddies. If Porto's goes right there, you're not getting the full lineup of Porto's. I'm thinking it's going to be like a very small menu, and it's just something to go. Like you place an order online, pick it up.
They said it was going to be multiple stories. So maybe we're looking at like the way that Naples has an entire dining room upstairs. And they said it was going to be the first Porto's that has a bar.
Where's the space? Isn't that Soarin' directly next to that?
Yeah.
What? You know what so what I'm getting at is these ticket booths, goodbye. This whole area, even that water fountain that you see right there, all that's gone. Porto's is about to have a humongous footprint at the entrance of downtown Disney, right? That's how I look at it.
As much as I like that fountain, I have to admit, when it's busy, it's a terrible pinch point. It's so bad. It's So bad, especially when people are trying to get to the trams, and if you're gonna have a Portos queue anywhere near that space, like that
Oh
fountain.
my god! Imagine S show Portos, like just a Friday night, humongous lines out of Portos, and then firework ends, and people are trying to go to the trams.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the Portos idea is wonderful if it's at ESPN Zone. I feel like that would have been more of like, hey, take the crowd that way, you know?
Yeah. I feel like I think both Portos and Din Tai Fung will have to implement virtual queue, right? Din Tai Fung already does that. At least at the South Coast Plaza location. I don't know how it does it in the other locations where they are at, but and Portos, how did it work, Mondo and Buena Park when you went?
We had like an online order, so you just pick it up. It's just a pickup. Yeah. It took 5 minutes, if that.
Yeah, but even then, like, is that going to be like a full Portos where they can bake there, or is it going to be like
It
only
has
a
to.
showroom and they bring it in off property?
It has to be a Portos that they're just a full bakery, full everything. That's what I'm. That's my opinion. Unless they're just gonna have everything shipped to them every morning from a different Portos. I don't know. I don't know, dude. The logistics of that, and the reason I say I don't know to these things, Portos is like humongous demand. Dude, people will travel for Portos, especially in downtown Disney. I can tell you right now, if they make it like easy for hotel guests to get Portos, like there's just like they have like a different queue than everybody else, because Disney really wants to cater to their hotel guests. Everybody from hotels is going to eat at Portos. They're going to have Portos delivered, or however they do it. Everybody, Portos is going to be so demanded, dude. It's probably going to be the busiest thing in downtown Disney. Din Tai Fung's right here, Danny. Tortilla Joe's. At least that's what we speculate. But
we don't know that. We don't know that yet. But that could be a location for it. Might not be, but even if it's there, that's not all that much space. You know what I mean?
I know. That's what I was gonna say again. Unless they just get closer to Splitsville, they lose more footprint towards Splitsville. All right, let's get back into Disney Home.
Wait, go back to that Din Tai Fung, Mondo.
Yeah, I'm on it. Got it.
So I want to go zoom out a little bit so you can see the area behind it. So, but a little bit more in, so you can see that area more behind it.
Right there?
Yeah. So right there where the street is, when you pull in there, just so people know, a lot of people don't know this, but downtown Disney is not ground level in a lot of spaces, right? It's attached to the Grand Californian Hotel, and most of downtown Disney is on the second floor. It's not the first floor. There's an entire underground complex for the Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, including their shipping and receiving dock, which has all their trash, right? Which has all their laundry and everything. It is a hotel, right? It has to have all that stuff. But the shipping and receiving for downtown Disney is also there. So if you see that access road that's behind it, that's the underground entrance to go underneath downtown Disney to access the hotel and all of the shipping and receiving. And so that parking lot that's there, some people were saying that they would maybe use that for Din Tai Fung, as kind of an expansion pad, but like I don't know how that could really fit there.
I feel like that parking. I was gonna say, I feel like that parking lot's off limits.
Yeah, I had a bunch of people tell me that parking lot was like gonna be an expansion for like one of the restaurants, but I look at it and I just can't see how that could be.
Hey, if you told me Portos was going there and they need that parking lot, I'd be like, give it to them. Take it. Put the 2-story Portos right there. Put the bakery where Tortilla Joe's is currently done. Done and done, dude. Yeah, it's just crazy. Very crazy. Talking more about Toontown. Toontown is like in full remodel, Danny. And I had no idea, dude. I didn't know the extent of Toontown and the work that's being done until my last trip. Where is it? Right here. Let me bring it up real quick, Danny. This. There we go. So, what the heck is happening to Disney Home? Why is Disney Home behind walls, scaffolding? What? What is Wonderground Gallery's gone? I had no idea, dude. Did you hear something?
No, the only thing I could think of is, we all kind of saw the artwork that Disney put out for um well, I sent Mondo a video on Saturday when I was at the parks of the part in front of the monorail station actually finished, and that they reduced the planner like by a lot. But they still kept its like kind of leaf theme for the garden theme that's in downtown Disney. But it's weird because the new artwork that we saw for like the additions over by ESPN Zone for downtown Disney really have the retro modern kind of like mid-century modern design, that like Palm Springs vibe of the new, they have the wall glass and all that kind of stuff that really harkens back to kind of like that Palm Springs feel. And so and really with a lot of the buildings they've added in downtown Disney, um Salt and Straw, changing to kind of their own vibe. Naples kind of really went more modern. Then you had kind of everything that changed kind of like beyond Marceline's. And then Splitsville looks totally modern compared to everything else. Um, Jazz Kitchen's going full modern, with its renovation right now in a completely different look. So there's really not a cohesive like garden theme anymore for downtown Disney, which is how it opened, right?
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they're doing some exterior work to kind of like modernize the building, make it look a little bit more different so that it kind of fits in with the vibe of Paseo and Centrico, since those restaurants are attached on the upper level to the home store and the Wonderground Gallery up above. So I'm wondering if whatever changes they're making, because we heard those rumors, right, that I think were confirmed, some of them, for when Catal was going to be closing to transform into Paseo. I don't know how much space they're going to reclaim up top, right? So maybe the exterior work as they're doing to kind of bring all that in together for what Catal wants to do when they transform to Paseo and Centrico. So
yeah, and what Danny's talking about is this right here.
Yeah.
Dude,
because that looks vastly different than the Uva bar. I mean, it's still kind of the same, right? It's that round kind of vibe. More so, it's really furniture than anything, like plants and stuff. But there's some exterior work that's done on that, and it doesn't have that kind of weird look of like Catal or an Uva bar. And then Paseo, we only have a picture, I think, of what it looks like on the inside. We don't really have a picture of what it looks like on the outside.
One thing, the feel that I've got a lot from this concept art, it's a lot of like gray and silver and kind of like a toned like pearl, I guess. Let me show you right here.
Yeah, that's mid-century modern, like Palm Springs vibe.
Ah, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of different from we're doing this like floral, grass and trees everywhere. I guess it could still be here with this, but this is the dirt field, right, Danny? This is how I'm interpreting it. The dirt field that's on the other side of the walls across Star Wars Trading Post. But yeah, downtown Disney, the version that you're looking at right now, in 5 years, nothing. It's gonna be nothing the same. It's gonna be so different. We got a super chat from CK Barry. Where do you think the finish line for Run Disney will be with downtown Disney remodels? Isn't Run Disney sales going live today? I don't even know.
I think it's tomorrow or the day after.
Run Disney.
Disneyland. Well, it's already live if you have if you're in part of like Club Run Disney or whatever. and you pay those like really high high fees to be part of that. So those people already were able to register.
Oh, I think it's right now, Danny. What the heck? Boom, right here.
Opening soon.
Oh, registration's opening soon. Okay. Which one is the one to do?
Well, the 5K will fill up first. So will the kid races. Those will fill up first because they're the cheapest. The 10K is like really hard to get. Like that one fills up really fast because it's kind of like a, people who want to do more than a 5K but don't want to commit to a half. They'll do the 10K.
Yeah.
And then the half, but the half will fill up. They're all going to fill up really fast because this is the first Run Disney race in 5 years. So they're all going to fill up very quickly.
So do you get like way more characters if you did a 5K to 10K, like more experiences kind of thing? Or it just feels the same. Like you're just
the nice part about the 10K the nice part about the 5K is that pretty much the 5K is like basically all on property, right? Like you're not really running off property because it's only 3 point whatever miles, so it's not a lot of miles. The 10K you're looking at over 7 miles, so maybe a little off, little on property. And then the half, you're going deep into like Garden Grove and Anaheim. And when we were doing the half marathon, when I did it last time, they had like third parties come to line the running route, like in the city, like when you're in Garden Grove and stuff. So they had like all the local like Star Wars like troops that dress up like stormtroopers, like they were all out there like cheering you on. They had like all the local schools like in their bands kind of playing along the route to like cheer you on and stuff. They have the characters. They're usually like within the parks, right? And the parks are like the first few miles. When I did the half marathon, by the time you left DCA and went out onto Harbor Boulevard, you were already at like almost 4 miles.
Wow. But these are like big. These are grand things. Like they go pretty hard when it comes down to like making it an experience.
Yeah, it's an experience. You got to make that choice, right? You can stop and take a picture with the characters that are on the parade route or on the route of the running, but you got to keep pace too, right? You're either running the race to like get a good time, or you're running the race for the experience. And but you also got to keep pace because if you don't keep pace, they're gonna pick you up. So
what does that mean?
That means that if you don't keep the pace, the minimum pace, there's a van or like a golf cart or something, and they'll make you get on it if they pass you, because that means that you're not running fast enough for them to finish the race in time to open the parks and do everything they need to do.
Oh, dang. So don't let the van get you if you want the full experience.
And in the race that I did the Star Wars race. They had a line of bicycles, and each bicycle had a Death Star balloon attached to it. And they were at the very back of the race, and if the balloons passed you, then you got picked up.
Wow. That's really cool, dude. I've never done a Run Disney. At first, I could care less. But the more I've talked to people and they've told like your experiences right now too that you're telling me, it seems cool. Like it's fun. I think I might try to do one, dude. You're talking me into it, Danny. Sounds fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's
where was the finish line? Because CK Bear was asking finish line. Was the finish line always the same or it changed?
It changes. It changes depending on the race. The finish areas are usually always in like the Lilo parking, like Stitch parking area. Like that's the finish area after you've crossed the finish line. That street that the dirt lots on, and like where you come from Simba parking lot, like where we came all during the pandemic, right there, like that little street that's not, the cars don't go on. That's where the finish line was. Yeah.
Man, talk about that Lilo parking lot. We still don't know what that construction building they were doing there. We nothing. Still nothing. We still think it's DVC, but we haven't heard nothing. What am I? There was something else I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna ask the chat right now though. Do you guys have any questions, subjects you guys want to talk about? Post in the comments right now. We'll start getting to your guys' Q&As. We got Rudio being blessed by Rudio. Put the Purge Fairy behind me. I'll finish that ish in record time. Dude, thank you, Rudio, for 19 months of membership. I saw a lot of people that don't let that balloon people pick you up. They'll get you.
They'll get you.
Oh, damn. Hey.
If you're doing the half, you cannot walk the half marathon. You have to at least run some of the time, because if you walk it, you're not going to make pace.
They're going to get, the balloon lady's going to get you.
So if you're not a runner, don't do the half marathon. But I don't think people would anyway, right? Because that's a lot of miles. I don't know the pace for the 10K. And the 5K, there's a lot of people in here saying that the 5K you can walk. But it is only over 3 miles, so it's not that hard to do.
Yeah. All right. If you're trying to have fun, which one would you recommend, Dan? Because you've done these from experience. Like, you're just trying to have fun. You're not taking.
If they're just trying to have fun, the kids races and the Disneyland
really the kid races.
Yeah, the kids races are fun for the kids. Lots of characters. You know, the kids feel like they're like it's a big thing. The 5K. Just remember though that the medals get better with the more races. The better the race, right? Like the 5K, it's a rubber, like fake plastic cheapy medal. The 10K is good, but it's not like as grand as like the half marathon has this like big grand medal. And then there's usually like a challenge medal, which is like the biggest one, and that's if you run all the races that weekend. So
wow, so that's a cool that medal must be cool.
But it also means you spent a lot of money.
You pretty much bought the medal anyway. You bought Mickey a medal too. Oh man. When might the Treehouse open? Very good question. Nobody knows. Do you think it opens with Indiana Jones, or this Treehouse is going to go on to next year? What do you think, Daddy?
Yeah.
I've seen it like last week. It does not look anywhere near done.
I was picturing something like summertime opening for this. You know, it doesn't seem like there's all that much left to do upper. It looks like they were doing a lot of that. It seems like now we're dealing with the under part, right? Because they have to really kind of rework that because of how you get in and out of the trees changed, right? So they have to kind of have to rework that access, because you started like kind of halfway up the tree compared to like before you started at the ground, like when it was the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse. So now they kind of have to rework it back to the way it was, where you start on the ground again and then you end up on the ground again. So it's different. Like there's a lot of reworking, and I think they're on that ground level where it's being reworked.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. I think this was my video like 3 days ago or 4 days ago. This sign looks cool. I hope they sell a shirt of that. That'd be cool. But yeah, look at that. Scaffolding everywhere, dude. That does not say like this will be done tomorrow. You know what I mean? We got a good question from Jamie. Can you walk any of them? Is it walkable? All the Disney runs. Is it any of that walkable?
I think you can walk the 5K, but you got to walk like at a good pace.
You got to power walk it.
Yeah, if you want to do a walk, then I would just say just do the chalk walk.
Yeah, chalk walk. That one is like your own pace, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like it's like a half marathon weekend, right? It's not like a walk, like the chalk walk, you know. So I think they can accommodate walking, but like you got to walk, you know, at a decent pace.
We got a question. I want to bring it up. Jenna says, I heard the Disneyland board had mixed feelings on shutting down Splash Mountain at Disneyland. Have you heard this? I sent you the article. I watched like a video on it and I read a little bit into it. Disneyland is full. They're full remodel, or not remodel. They're reimagining no matter what. They already brought the footprint of Tiana into other areas. There's no way they back out of Splash Mountain. Cheap Fedora's Cheek Boutique, that would have never come if they didn't already get that approved for Splash Mountain. And then also, too, we just got the reimagining of French Market, mid-julep into Tiana's Palace. There's no way. Tiana's Bayou Adventure is on its way. We just don't know when. We don't have a closing date. Living the vacation life. How packed do you think the parks will be on 3/19? We booked that day before they announced the Toontown. It's going to be horrible because all the Magic Keys are available. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be horrible.
Yeah. I mean, sorry to say for that person, but Sundays and Mondays are already literally the worst days that you can go to the parks. And they just made it even worse with having an opening day on a Sunday. I've literally never seen that. So that's weird to me. Look, they're having an opening day on a day that every pass can go for the most part.
Yeah.
Except for the cheapest pass.
Perfect recipe for packed. Pack meter broken.
Yeah.
Pack meter broken. There was, let me see real quick. Danny, this was some new news that came through where I was like, huh? And what? Where is it? Is it next year? Oh yeah. Okay. So this information came through. Somebody tagged me on Instagram, and I didn't have time to look at it, so this is my first time looking at it. So 2023, we will all be. This is Inspire, by the way, which is the highest Magic Key you could buy. You're going to be blocked out from the 20th to the 2nd, going into 2024. And then you will also be blocked out as far as the schedule lets us only look into March. You will also be blocked out on the 31st of March. These blockouts are expanding, Daddy. I have a feeling 2024, there's a lot of blockouts to come, dude. I think Disney's getting more and more comfortable with blocking out keys. They're not afraid to lean on their day tickets. That's what I'm trying to say. What are your thoughts on this, Danny?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just the calendar's not updated. That's why it's showing. I have no idea, but that I can't even think as to why it would be blocked that weekend, other than like maybe it's Easter, like because sometimes we have Easter when it's in March, depending on the year. But I don't know. Like I mean, I would imagine I would say the only blockout dates they want to keep are the ones around the holidays.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt Disney blocks out keys on bigger holidays. Just not the full weekend, but like one day. Probably Sundays. That's the day all the keys are available. Let me see. Kenneth says, could you see Universal ever doing any bad guy character meet and greet? Dude, trust me, I want that. I wish they would do. They already do Megatron. I just want to say that. I don't want to say Frankenstein's a bad guy, but dude, we need a Villains After Dark event where they finally debut Voldemort. Voldemort would break the freaking internet, man. Especially with the game that just came out, Hogwarts Legacy. I can't buy mine until July because I own a Switch, so I gotta wait a long time. Let me see. I'm just reading.
I just sent you a link, Mondo. You can pull up.
Oh, let me bring it up. Let me see. Where are we at? From Scott Gustin. Is it the Chiefs thing?
Yeah.
All right. Scott Gustin posted on Twitter. It's official. Patrick Mahomes is going to Disneyland. The celebratory cavalcade will travel to down Main Street, USA, 1:30 on Monday. So there you go. It's official. Dude, those reservations are booking up like crazy tomorrow.
Are you going to be there, Mondo?
No, I'm not. I have other plans. I wish I could. I went when the Rams won the Super Bowl. It was crazy packed. Just because it's Monday, it's crazy packed. Don't think it's not going to be busy. It will. It will be. But that's cool, dude. That's so cool. Easter is April 9th. All right. Ordinary Adventures, did you see Knott's Scary Farm was pushed back a week? What? Is that did that get announced or something? I'm excited for Knott's Scary Farm, but like, I don't know what to be excited for. I hope we start getting some rumblings or hints of what's to come for the 50th of Knott's Scary Farm. September 21st. And it's going to go... Man, every time I see the dates for these Halloween events, I always wish it went to like November 4th or something. You know what I mean? Like a little bit after Halloween. I always love
that. What do we mean that it was pushed back? Because I felt like the first day in this year was September 22nd, or this last time. So this would be like a day earlier than that. So is this website no longer accurate and like it's been pushed back beyond that, or what?
I don't know. This is Knott's Berry Farm, dude.
Oh, he says on the calendar, on Knott's calendar, it was changed to from September 14th to the 21st. Well,
so it was the 14th. Dang.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
because
crazy.
last year, this last season, the first day was September 22nd. So that kind of lines up more with what they had last time. So maybe the 14th was...
There wasn't enough time between the end of summer, 9/4, and the original Scary Farm date was 9/14. That's probably why they pushed it back. Wow. Damn, that went so under the radar for me. I didn't even know. Dude, Knott's Scary Farm losing 7 days, that's a lot of money. Especially opening day. Like that's the biggest money maker. I wish I could talk Knott's Scary Farm. I don't know nothing. Literally, not even a hint. But I'm excited. I will try to be there a lot. Hopefully I could get a pass. Melissa says, how busy will Disneyland be when Super Nintendo World opens next week? I don't think Super Nintendo World is gonna be like, if Super Nintendo World's busy, Disneyland must be empty. I think they're just both very busy. That's what I think. I think if Super Nintendo World has an expansion, then yes, I could start seeing lots of crowds go that way, and all of a sudden Disneyland's not so busy. But right now, no. Super Nintendo World's not big enough. We got Sam Reyes. Has Knott's Berry Farm announced what specialty treats they will have for boysenberry? Nothing, dude.
We're in the middle of the Peanuts celebration right now, so they haven't talked about boysenberry just yet because we just started the Peanuts not that long ago.
Yep. Rudio says most spring break for Southern California schools is April 3rd to the 7th. And don't forget, a lot of people in town for WrestleMania LA, April 1st and 2nd. Parks are going to be crowded. Yeah, dude. April's going to be, I don't want to say horrible. April's just going to be massive crowds, for sure. Probably this whole year. I think once Magic Happens comes, it's just going to be busy. That's how I look at it. Because all the locals, they want to see Magic Happen. I feel like Magic Happens. I don't know if I've said any of this yet, but to me personally, Magic Happens is like really special in its return because it's so crazy how life changed from that last day of Disneyland closing and to this point of reopening. And finally getting back to Magic Happens because Disneyland did not bring Magic Happens right away. We got Main Street Electrical Parade for a 50th time or however many. It's going to be cool. It's like, I feel like, I don't want to say like I'm going to mentally go back to 2020, but it's like, it's going to be surreal to be like, damn, dude, like we're back in Main Street watching Magic Happens again, you know? Because for a long time, when Disneyland was closed due to the pandemic, it seemed we were so far away from just not wearing a mask. Like, forget a parade. I couldn't even drink a soda at downtown Disney for a while. Remember that? It was just crazy days back then.
It's like a full circle moment.
Yeah, full circle moment. That's gonna be special. I might cry come Magic happens. Do you think Universal's gonna up the price of their annual passes? Yes, I definitely believe so. Yeah, I think they will. Dapper Days in April too. Oh my god, yeah. Whenever Dapper Day is, just stay away from the parks. Spring break, WrestleMania, Dapper Day, all the cool stuff Disney's doing. Sheesh. Oh my gosh. My Alyssa says she sent a Venmo. Oh my Lanta, let me go to it real quick. We got my Alyssa. She says, just cuz. Also, thanks to both of you, Danny, for handling for my Stony Clover craziness this past week. This launch was no joke, as I heard the first person lined up at 2:30 a.m. in front of the store yesterday. Danny, get the jumbo. Also, split this with Danny. Okay, cool. Stony Clover, they just dominated. Their collaboration with Disney, to me, they're doing the best. Probably Loungefly is just because of the sheer size, but from the cute factor, the people want to buy it, the hype, Stony Clover is on fire. But thank you so much, Melissa. I appreciate the super chat. Let's go. Let me see. I'm just reading through. Hey, thank you for subscribing, everybody. All right. Thank you, Marcos. Appreciate you, man. Hit 150. I don't know when we hit 150, but it's like I just get so lost in the work. And a couple of people messaged me, and I was like, "Oh, damn, it's freaking crazy." We're on the streak to
200.
200. Yep.
Yeah.
Not slowing down. And on Instagram, a while back, I said I'm going for 100. I don't even know how much I'm gonna have any motivation if I get to 100,000 on Instagram. I think that's like my peak, Daddy. I feel like I've peaked. I don't have no desire to get to 1 million or even 200,000. Like 100,000 to me is like I'm good. I no desire to go anywhere beyond it. On YouTube, I want to go to the moon, but on Instagram,
Mondo Kimberly Moore brings up a good point too. Where's Star Wars night,
dude?
Where's Star Wars night?
I'm trying to find the button. Where is Star Wars Night? Do you think, this is my speculation, I think Disney, since it's the Disney 100th, they're going to go extra hard, and all the stuff they brought for Star Wars Night, they're just going to make it part of your theme park day. So it's going to be part of the theme park and not necessarily an after dark event. So if you visit during May for like special days, it's just Star Wars Night. That's my guess. I probably sound ridiculous saying that, but I'm just throwing it out there. I feel like Disney, they're like, we want a extra magical freaking May celebration. Not May celebration, but just Star Wars celebration in May. I think that's what they do. That's just my guess. But no, I would think Disney would be selling Star Wars Night tickets now. They did the other years. You know what? Buy your Princess Night. Maybe Disney's holding out. They're like, hey, we're not going to sell nothing until these people buy Princess Night. Because if Star Wars Night comes, ain't nobody buying Princess Night no more. Ain't nobody. Maybe that's their plan. They're holding out. They're like, buy your freaking Princess Night that nobody wants to go to. I don't think they're doing Star Wars Night because there's no Star Wars celebration here this year. Oh my gosh. Dude, I'm just throwing it out there. Disneyland, just do Star Wars stuff, regular theme park hour. Just bring it, man. Bring it. Do you think Nintendo World will affect HHN? No, not at all.
No.
I don't know if it'll be open during Halloween Horror Nights this year. Maybe next year it will be, but I don't think it'll be open during regular theme park hours. All right, Danny, let's fire it down. Closing thoughts, my friend.
Yeah, just to answer that question, like we've entered the land a couple times, and even with the virtual queue in place, kind of for like the annual pass time slots, right? Which I feel like is going to be kind of how the virtual queue is going to work. They use the extended queue for Transformers for Super Nintendo World Access, so and they use that queue, as you know, Mondo, for whatever maze is in that sound stage back there. So,
Yeah, where the weekend was.
yeah, so there's no way they can have Super Nintendo open logistically, in my opinion, at the same time as HHN's going. So
yeah, it's just too. They need that space.
There's too much going on over there. Yeah,
yeah, and not even that. Transformers, as you know, I feel like it gets a lot of hate at Horror Nights. It's like a 1 hour wait.
Yeah.
People love Transformers. Oh man. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but I think we covered everything. Like the downtown Disney, you showed that construction, which was mind blowing to me. That's what they were doing so much work on it. Oh, I wanted to mention, they brought back the beignets in downtown Disney over at Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen. They have like a temporary desk set up just like outside the podium, and it's just like a little like kind of bar, like a roll up bar that serves beignets, and like they're already bagged up and ready for you to go, and they were queuing people along the construction wall right there. So right now that construction wall is gone right there, and just in the front, and there's like a little temporary counter set up there.
Oh,
and,
so that must have just happened then.
Yeah, it did. I sent you a clip, but I don't think you can pull it up because it's not on YouTube or anything.
Okay, that's cool. Hey, because come French Market closing, there's no more beignets. I don't know where Disneyland would sell beignets other than, I guess, Cafe Orleans, but like on a quick service level. I don't know where Disneyland's going to sell beignets. I'm not even going to try to guess. I wouldn't doubt somehow they just end up at Hungry Bear because they have frying stuff over there. Oh, you got it right here, Danny?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. I'll bring it up right now. Let me see. That's cool, dude. That's new. That was not there the last time I was at Disney. I'll bring it up right now. I just have to reload. Okay. Let me see.
SoCal Imagine says, Mondo, did you decide to buy Princess Night to do a ride-a-thon?
No, I have not done that. I have the first Princess Night already booked just to see what it is for YouTube purposes. But I was considering buying the second Princess Night just to do a ride-a-thon, which would be epic. It would be epic. So right here. That's cool. That's the first time I've seen that. Wow. Did you get a price? Any price on that or no?
No, I didn't. It was kind of a busy space right there, so I didn't want to like get in people's business. Kind of just should have passed by.
It's like, hey, how much are beignets? That's cool, dude. Thank you for letting us know. That just happened. Arlene with the gifted membership. Let's go. Who got it?
Wally Wonka was gifted a membership by Arlene.
Hell yeah. Wally Wonka. Congratulate. Hey, Arlene, thank you so much. I appreciate you growing the Five Fire community. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. And congratulations, Wally Wonka. I want to throw something out there before I get out of here. I had a chance to go to Earl Sandwich. It is not the full menu. I went there for the French dip, not on the menu. And
what?
Dude, Danny, I was like,
I'm glad you just saved me from waiting in line, because you remember during the pandemic that was our go-to.
Dude, it was our go-to, bro. It was our go-to. I actually have the video. Hold on, let me. Right here, I have the video, dude. This is the menu. But thank you so much, Arlene. This is the menu from Earl of Sandwich currently. They still have breakfast offerings, but the sandwich, there we go. So I ended up, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like over time, a lot of people have hyped up the holiday turkey. Have you ever heard people hype up the holiday turkey?
Yeah, a lot of people really enjoy it.
I give it 2 fire. I'm just going to leave it at that. 2 fire. Do not recommend. Though, if anybody goes to Earl of Sandwich, my next go-to is for sure the Chipotle chicken avocado.
Yeah, that's a popular one. The full Montague is like one of their go-tos. People really like that one. And I see a lot of people get the Italian too. I see that one a lot too.
Yeah, so anybody goes to Earl, take those recommendations. Skip holiday turkey. Just skip it.
They're gonna put a caprese in there, but they're not gonna put the French onion dip.
Dude, French onion dip, to me, that's like Earl of Sandwich, like to me. That was like, I don't even know if out of the 5 trips, I ordered a French dip, like 4 out of 5, if I ever visited Earl. Oh man, Star Wars Night was announced in mid-March 2018, so maybe it will happen around this year. I'll put on my Instagram. I feel like my Instagram, people know too much or give me like little hints. I'll follow up if I hear anything, because I know this Star Wars Night not being announced, I feel like it's brewing like hotter. Like people want to know. My Alyssa says Earl Club is good. Okay. Chipotle chicken. Yep. Jen says the same thing. Chipotle chicken. Big Fan says Super Bowl Championship Parade 1:30. Don't forget. Do not forget. Ordinary Adventures. You need to try the holiday turkey again. You must have gotten a bad one because it's fine. Dude, it was too fine. Try. When I was eating it, I was like, what were people thinking? Like, you know how I felt, Daddy? When like, I get this all the time. Like, I'll hype something and then somebody will get it and be like, dude, what is up with your recommendation? That was terrible. And I'm like, dude, you can't control Disneyland or any of these theme parks. They have off days. So maybe I'll try it again one day. I don't know when, but I'll give it a shot. I'll be willing to give it a shot. Closing thoughts though, Danny.
Man, I really think that we ought to keep an eye on what's going on in downtown Disney, because I feel like that's going to be like 2023 is like, that's the year all this stuff's happening. Mondo's talked about this before. He feels like really a lot of stuff's going to go down. The whole Disney Wonderground Gallery closing came out of the blue. But it actually times up well for the rumors of when Catal is supposed to close, like that whole area. There was also like a rumor that maybe potentially some of the shops over there in between those two places might temporarily close. Again, poor Sprinkles, man, always being temporarily closed for some reason. But if they're doing construction right above it, right, there's maybe some reason for it needing to be closed, just due to the safety of like food being prepared, and maybe there being a lot of really big work that can knock dust or particle off the ceiling into any of the food and stuff like that. So there could be reasons for it to be closed. So we'll have to wait and see. But I feel like a lot's going to change in downtown Disney, and maybe this is the year we start to see movement on the dirt lot over in downtown Disney. I think it's tough that Wonderground Gallery is crammed into the ESPN zone, because that's small. Like, it's really tiny. Like there's not any room for anything in there.
I haven't even gone in there.
It's small. It's really small.
They're just like, why is, I don't want to say,
the
Wonderground Gallery. I was gonna say, Danny, Wonderground Gallery is like, can you just permanently put me somewhere? I keep moving.
Yeah, the history of jazz exhibit that was in there.
Yeah,
it's smaller.
What?
Somehow it's smaller. I don't know.
Dude, how do you fit a register in there too? Like what?
Yeah, they got a register in there.
If I had a chance, I would put Wonderground Gallery where the Fantasia shop is at the hotel. That's where I just throw Wonderground Gallery over there. I know it's not technically downtown Disney, but that's where I would put it. Just you want the cool stuff like that, it's over there. My closing thoughts. I'm very excited for all theme parks coming up. This week specifically is Universal Studios Hollywood's week. As far as we've heard, Halloween Horror Nights construction went up, or not has gone up, but has started, whatever that means. I don't know if a tent will arrive next week or not, but that's very exciting. I can't wait to start just talking Halloween Horror Nights a lot. Super Nintendo World is opening. They're having media days leading up to the grand opening, which is to the public, and I will be there hopefully. Weather forbidding or just things come up. I want to showcase the full experience. How do you get into the land? I don't know. Universal hasn't said nothing. Do I have to do a boarding group or a reservation in the morning? I don't know. Nobody knows. As far as I know, nobody knows. So maybe they drop that information tomorrow or something. But I'm very excited. The hype is extremely high. I feel like the demand for Universal, or not Universal, but Super Nintendo World's building up just more and more as the days go. And the fact that they close special effects and animal actors, where do people go? It's crazy. People go to the lower lot. That's where the cool stuff is, the new stuff, So we'll see how that all works. I want to get all that on video and make a vlog on that full experience. But stay tuned for a lot of Super Nintendo World coverage next week. So that's it. Thank you, Danny. Incredible Speculation Sunday, my friend. Thank you, everybody that joined us today. I was really worried if anybody would join our live because I know everyone's watching the game.
Yeah.
But thank you for taking time out of your Sunday to hang out with me and Danny. I truly appreciate it. Five Fire community, you guys are fire! 5 fires, man. I love you guys. All right, everybody. Danny, are you posting a podcast, my friend? Give us the info on that.
Yes. I have a new video where I went over some of the stuff we were talking about in Downtown Disney that came out yesterday. That's on YouTube already, posted yesterday afternoon. And then the podcast will be out tomorrow, per usual, on Monday morning.
All right. Before we get out of here, Ordinary Adventures, I heard they're building a plaza to gather people for capacity. Dude, that's not going to work. People want to do Super Nintendo World. And as much as we hate the Mummy, people love going to the Mummy. And Transformers and freaking Jurassic World and Panda Express. I don't know why. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be, dude, I am kind of worried for Friday, opening day Super Nintendo World. I'm expecting to do nothing because that's probably how the day's going to go. All right, everybody. Don't forget, smash that like button on the way out. And thank you for supporting the fire. We are firing it down. The Cali Bay, just as Danny, are calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.